Welcome to the Film Junket Podcast.
Thank you for being a friend. Hi! What's happening, guys? Welcome to the Film Junket Podcast. Yeah, I sang the Golden Girls song. Well, you can blame Impractical Jokers for that. You guys watch the Impractical Jokers? I do, frequently. It's one of those, if I'm working, if I'm not needing to pay attention to the TV, I always go over to True TV, and usually they're playing the reruns. I've seen the episodes so many damn times, but the thing is, though, I never get sick of these guys. I really don't. Why is that? There's something about the Impractical Jokers that they just came out of nowhere, and they're still continuing. They're on like seventh season now. I've been watching them since the beginning, and it's crazy how I just do not get sick of them. Even if I've seen these episodes a million times. And I don't know, their latest commercial, they use the Golden Girls theme song. So, anyways, welcome to the Film Junket Podcast. Thank you for clicking in and listening to me just talk nonsense for, and we'll see how long this goes because, well, cheers, guys. Obviously, I'm drinking my Pinot Noir. I've been on the Pinot Noir way too long. But the thing is, though, it's so good. I don't know. I got to maybe get a white wine next week or something like that. It's just really good. I don't know. I just dig it. And the brand I get, it's just I get a nice big bottle, and it just lasts me, for about 4 days, and we're good. So cheers, yeah, before I start sucking down that vodka, which I'll be doing tomorrow night. And yes, tomorrow night, because I'm not recording this on Wednesday like I was trying to. As per usual, I'm recording this on Thursday, which is not normal. I usually never record anything on Thursday because, the thing is, guys, I saw a movie tonight, and I'm recording a podcast. What the fuck? Well, first off, the movie started at 6:30 as opposed to 7 o'clock, which is the usual time. But it was Pika Pika. Yeah, Pika. So, when it comes to the more family movies, I don't know. They tend to bump them earlier. Because there was showings at 4 o'clock. And I think 5:30 or something like that. There were showings all over the place before 7 o'clock for Detective Pikachu. When I saw Avengers Endgame, they had 6 o'clock. They bumped it up. But there was still, there was 4 showings or 3 showings, I don't know, that night, Thursday night. Ended up seeing Endgame again, which was good. Yeah, when I was... and I'll get to my weekend here in a bit, guys. But, I posted my first reaction to Detective Pika Pika. Just wait for my full review. I'm not going to say much here, guys. I'm not. Must resist. But, you could hear, you could see my first reaction and kind of gauge where, hey, somebody's honking. Hey, if you're a person that honks, especially when it comes to an apartment complex, you're a prick. Just saying. Walk up to the fucking door. You have a cell phone. Text, call. There's no reason to honk anymore. Okay? So, but people do that around here all the time. And you're just a fucking asshole. Sorry. If you're new to my little podcast here, I go off on little tangents. But, yeah. So, just wait for my full review. It's just, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so a half hour early. So I got, and it's only an hour and 45-minute movie. So that worked out. And I was going to record it last night, but I wanted to get my my top 10 favorite MCU movies. I've been posting a lot of MCU stuff lately, and I know, I don't know. I've been pissing some people off lately, guys. I really have. The DC side, mainly. I've been seeing my Twitter following fluctuate, which is always funny to see. Because, I get new followers daily, but I see a drop and then an increase and a drop. And, this all stems to Saturday, which I'll get to. And then just, I think, some people are going, dude, why are you posting so much MCU stuff? Because there's no DCEU stuff. There's no Snyder Cut stuff, guys. Nothing is really happening right now. Nothing. That's the thing. I mean, I wish I could just keep on just posting, new stuff and this, that, and this. Happy birthday, Henry Cavill. His birthday was not too long ago. But, yeah, there's just nothing happening right now. Everything's pretty stagnant in the DC world, except for, Suicide Squad still getting some stuff. I'll probably be doing a short video after this, because it sounds like, what's his name? Oh man, it's totally eluding me. How dare I? God, I swear, sometimes it just, my brain just goes blank. It just goes blank. Who the hell? What's his name? Suicide Squad. Come on, the guy who played, yes, Michael. I knew it was Michael, but I was like, Chiklis? No, that's not Chiklis. Michael Rooker. It looks like he's in negotiations to play King Shark, which makes sense. And it's just like, yeah, okay, I dig that. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's, that's pretty much, was that the first Guardians of the Galaxy, which it makes sense because, first off, Rooker's awesome. I've loved Rooker fucking since Tombstone. Okay, McManus, is that who he played? That's what his name was, right? McManus in Tombstone. Man, I've loved that guy since. I mean, he was in Cliffhanger, he was in Mallrats, which that's pretty much, when it comes to the Jay and Silent Bob movies, that's my favorite one. Mallrats, and then of course I liked him in Guardians. It's fine. And I know he's a fan favorite in The Walking Dead. I never got really into The Walking Dead, but yeah. But I might do a short video. But these are negotiations. Usually I like to do it when it's confirmed. Let it be confirmed, and then I'll probably do a negotiation. But yeah, there's just hasn't been that much DC news, man. So and there's been a lot of MCU news, and it's just funny when I get reactions, dude, I acted like an MCU shill. I'm just like, I mean, do you not look at my channel? I swear, some of my toughest critics, I don't think they look at my channel. And they look at, I remember I've had people accuse me for trying to exploit the Snyder Cut movement to get views. And then I go, okay, I do what? I might do a video once a week about it. Other than that, I'm just covering, stuff that pops out or opinions on shit, I've been pretty wide range. And ever since the beginning, I've always mentioned I've enjoyed MCU movies. And I'll talk about those movies because I try to be partial. I mean, I will always lean DC because I grew up with DC Comics. I had friends who were into Marvel Comics, but I never really got into it. I was always into the DC comic books, So obviously, and you guys know I'm a diehard Batman fan, so it's crazy how I don't know. I don't let it get to me. I just joke about it, and so it's just pretty interesting. But yeah, it's been pretty stagnant in the DCEU world. So with everything with the MCU and Endgame coming out, and the whole multiverse thing that's happening with Spider-Man Far From Home, and I dig it. I mean, after seeing that last trailer for Far From Home, I mean, I was okay with the first trailer, but I was like, okay, fine, whatever. But with this other one, with Jake Gyllenhaal and the multiverse, I am intrigued. I am. I can't say that I'm not, because Jake Gyllenhaal is one of my favorite actors currently working, so I'm going, okay, cool. And I just think like the character of Mysterio is very awesome, and he looks awesome. That's why with both of my reactions for Spider-Man Far From Home, the trailers, I use his image in the thumbnail as opposed to, Spider-Man. It's just that's just what happens, man. He just looks really cool, and I'm more. I mean, as much as I like, and don't get me wrong, I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I do. Is he my favorite? No. I would say my favorite overall is Mr. Garfield. I think he's still top in my my listing here. But I still like Tom Holland, and I know some people aren't digging his Spider-Man, but I mean it's just a different take. I don't know. When people criticize, it's just like, okay, then don't see it, don't watch it, fine. It's do whatever. But I'm not gonna prevent, even though people try to make it seem like I'm, they're preventing me. I'm trying to be like the police or something like that. Anyways, sorry, coughing. So basically, what was I going to get at? Okay, so let me talk about my weekend, guys. You guys, and also, I'm not going to apologize because obviously, like I said, sometimes this podcast, it's just me talking shit. It's not live. It's just me. Right now, I hit the record button. You're not going to hear this till, I don't know, probably for another fucking, 14 hours. Who knows when I'm going to post it on Friday. Sometimes I'm stressing, I'm overwhelmed, and that's the way I was last week. Because last week, if you listen to last week, I was overwhelmed because I'm one of those people, it's hard for me to take a long break. I could take a day off, but that's it. When it comes to this shit, I could take a day off, but that is it. I love doing this stuff, but it gets to a point where, like, if I go a day without posting a video, that's fine. If I go 2 days, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's just it gets to me. And what's funny, guys, is it was hard just to not post a video for a day sometimes, and it still gets to me because I go, I should post something. Who cares what it is? Jesus Christ, just say something. What can I talk about, But I go, hey, it's okay, this, that, and this. So when it came to this past weekend, I was going to Newport Beach over in California for my cousin's wedding, but it was like a 4-stage
extravaganza. Basically, it was Thursday night. It was like an introduction thing. Hey, we're going to go to this place called the Rusty Crab, I think it was called. Yeah. Right off the water for just, drinks and hors d'oeuvres. And it's just, hey, what, blah, 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 what's going on? Cool. And then Friday was the rehearsal, and then the rehearsal dinner at this Italian restaurant and everything. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. And then Saturday was the actual wedding and everything. Cool. At the hotel that we were all at. And then Sunday was like a goodbye kind of breakfast thing. So it was a 4-day extravaganza. And I was going, why the fuck are we going to all four things? Why do because I was like, I need more time to just get some videos done. I recorded my MCU video and my my top 5 Batman actor picks, both in the same night. Did you guys know that I changed my shirt? Yeah, well, obviously I was gonna wear a Batman shirt for that, and then my Captain America shirt for the other. So I recorded both the same night, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna edit these sometime when I'm in Newport. And of course, trying to find time to do that's difficult, because it was a family extravaganza, and just just wanting to relax. There's something, I love staying in hotels. I don't know about you guys, but I love staying in hotels. There's something about it that it's just, you just want to relax. You just want to relax, even if it's just chilling in a hotel, just, whatever, And I was out by the beach. I didn't go to the beach, which you're like, what the fuck, Dave? Hey, it's the middle of May, and right now it's currently like 55 degrees outside in Southern California. Yeah, weather's been still cool. And last week it was. It was cool. I don't think it got past 64 degrees. So, not exactly beach weather. I brought my trunks. We got into the spa at the pool a couple of times. That was cool. But, yeah. Yeah, it's just, it was, so basically, I was overwhelmed with that, but I got those up. And I was like, okay, I'm going to upload both the videos onto my laptop, and then I'll edit them. And only the Batman video made it. I fucked up on getting the MCU one, which is fine. It actually worked out because I didn't do any videos that Friday. It was cool because we woke up, had some breakfast, and then we're like, hey, let's go see Endgame. My dad hadn't seen it yet. My uncle wanted to see it too. So we all went over to go watch Endgame. So I got to see it again. It was cool, of course. Always, like I said, better the second time around. You catch more shit. And it's just, it's, I enjoyed it. If you guys watched it, it came in number 4. Right now, it's currently standing at number 4 in my MCU movies. Just because, I don't know. It was just satisfying. It was really satisfying. You guys have heard my gripes. I wasn't a fan of what they did with Thor. I wasn't a fan of certain things, And like I said, you could rip it apart with all the time travel shit, but you could do that with every time travel movie. That's what's funny. Is like you could do that with every time travel movie, and they do it themselves, which is funny. In the movie, they rip up like Back to the Future and stuff like that. And I thought that was them trying to get ahead of their shit. They knew that people would rip their shit apart. So hey, let's get ahead of it. So it was cool seeing it again, and it was cool getting my dad's reaction. Yeah, he said he teared up at the end, which is cool. I'm like, all right, there you go, Dad. Yeah, because he loves those movies too. We have a similar taste in movies, me and my dad. He even mentioned that too. He goes, because when we got back to the hotel room, I was like, hey, so what did you overall think? And he goes, you know what? I'm with you on the Thor thing. I did not like the Thor thing And it was it was funny a little bit, and you get why he's like that, but it was over the top. I'm like, see, there you go. This is why I'm your son. And he even said, yeah, usually when you tell me a movie's good, I actually enjoy it myself. But when you say a movie's bad, I feel the same way. And he told me that. I was like, yeah, there you go. So we have a similar taste. My dad, you could blame my dad for me loving movies, man. When it came to movies, he took me to movies. The farthest back I can remember going to the movies is going to see Batman with him and my brother when we lived in Alabama. Yeah, that's right. I was born in Alabama. Some people are like, what the fuck? Greenbow, Alabama. And we're like, you're born in Alabama? And I go, I'm an Army brat. My dad was in the Army. Okay, yeah, there we go. We were stationed. I was on a base. So just in case you guys didn't know that, I was born in Fort Rucker, Alabama. That's right. And then we moved to Washington. And then we moved back to Alabama. Really weird. Yeah, so, was it Alabama? No. Was it? No, it wasn't Alabama. It was Washington. Holy shit. That's right. It was Washington that I saw it at. That's the furthest back I can remember going to the movies. Or maybe it was Back to the Future Part 2. It was Back to the Future Part 2. That's my furthest. Damn. Because I remember somebody posted that. I think it was Steven Colbert from Screen Rant. He posted a while ago. What was your furthest back memory of going to? And I think Back to the Future was it. Yeah, it wasn't Batman. It wasn't Batman. It was Back to the Future Part 2. It's that's the one I really remember. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. I think that was the furthest back I remember because that came out in 87, 88. But I think that came out before Batman. I remember going to see Batman. Thing is, I don't really remember the movie theater. It's probably the same movie theater. I don't remember the movie theater that we saw Back to the Future Part 2. I just remember I loved that movie so much because I love the future stuff. I pretended, it was funny, I pretended the jacket that I had was all loose, like fucking Marty Jr.'s, and I wanted that hat so bad. And then it was funny, too, because when we took a family trip to Vegas, the Excalibur, we were at the gift shop at the Excalibur. I probably still have this hat somewhere. There was a rainbow-colored Excalibur hat, and I was like, oh my God! And my parents bought it for me because it was Marty Jr.'s hat. It didn't because obviously his when he moved around the fucking colors changed because it had that hologram weird shit, which you could buy now. I've actually seen it at the mall over here. Very tempted to buy it, but I'm like, what am I gonna do with that? Come on, but I should get it just because it's so cool. And of course, I wanted power laces. Who didn't want power laces and a hoverboard? I remember. Oh man, I remember one time my dad and I made a fake hoverboard out of cardboard. In construction paper a long time ago. This is what I'm telling you. My dad is the reason why I love movies so much because, when it came to, movies, of course my mom was a little stickler, hey, this, that, and this. But once she was gone, he was like, what do you want to watch? Predator? Terminator? Aliens? Yeah, that's right. We watched the R-rated shit when she was gone. And, he always warned me, like, hey, this is a bad part. This is a graphic part. Just if you want to cover your eyes, cool. So I remember with Terminator 2, there was 3, like, really graphic parts that I, like, covered my eyes. But then after, like, 2 or 3 watches, I was like, I'm just going to watch. Well, one scene was when the T-1000 was the fake mom, and he totally just fucked up the dad. That was one part. And then the eyeball part with the fat security guy at the hospital. And then it was when Arnold cut his skin off to show his robotic hand. Those were like the big time graphic parts that he warned me about. And after like a couple of watches, I was like, I'm fine. When it came in the first Terminator, of course, it was like, shield your eyes. It's a sex scene. There's titties. That's funny. But yeah, it was just, that's why I love going to the movies with my dad. I like taking him to the movies, especially if I've seen it and I know he's going to like it. So yeah, it's always fun. So it was fun doing that. Friday, we went to, so what's crazy, guys? This is how small this world can be. Very small. It can be. It's so fucking crazy. Because, obviously my cousin's getting married, and this is my male cousin, so obviously the groom. And the woman that he married, I've already met her. She's showed up to various family functions. They've only been together for about 2 years. And so, cool, know her, know who she is. Yeah. So I get to Thursday to this Rusty Crab, which is over in Newport. And walking in, and I look over, and I'm like seeing everybody there, and I see this one girl. I'm like, God, man, she looks familiar. And when they all the introductions come up, hey, this is my sister, the bride's, maid of honor. And we look at each other and go, and I'm like, hey, why do you look so familiar? And then all of a sudden it hit us. We went to fucking high school together. We graduated the same year together. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Their dad coached basketball at my high school as well. Like, what the fuck? And if that was enough, they're like, oh, wait, is this, because like, Facebook, they do the recommendation things, and I had, my cousin's bride-to-be as a friend on Facebook. She goes, is this the reason why we're always in this other dude named Josh? She's like, there's some kind of, that you're friends with him on, because that's my cousin. I went, what the fuck? So another guy I went to school with, who actually I met in elementary school, I had one of those 5th, 6th grade combinations. Yeah, they used to do that. I don't know if they do that anymore, but at my elementary school, when I went into 6th grade, it was a 5th and 6th combination. And this dude, Josh, who actually has his own YouTube channel, and we connected on that. And I knew he did video work and stuff, because we were like on and off. We weren't like friends, like hanging out all the time, but like on and off every year. It was like, hey, Josh, what's going on? And then we'd talk about movies and videos and shit like that. And it's just so crazy, because it was like, what? That's your fucking cousin? It's a small world. My cousin ends up marrying this girl whose sister I graduated with. What are the odds of that? Fucking nuts. And then their cousin is somebody else I know too. Like, what the fuck? Crazy. And it was funny too, because when we were going to this the rehearsal dinner on Friday, me and my dad were waiting for my brother, and we're just out in the car, and all of a sudden this guy, the guy Josh, comes out with his wife, and I roll down the window. I'm like, hey, Josh! And he goes, hey! I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm like, yeah, what are you up to tonight? And he goes, I'm like, yeah, I'm going where you're going. He goes, what? I'm all, Scott is my cousin, man. And he goes, no way. I mean, it was just, everybody was just blown away by that. I don't think the bride's sister remembered me. I really don't think she fully remembers me. Because when we were in high school, she was on the cheerleading squad, and I knew most of the cheerleaders because I went to elementary and junior high with them. And my friends, a couple of my friends, wow, I guess you say the head cheese of my little group was a big jock, so he was on, football, basketball, all that. So I had friends on the football. So it was all, and then of course he was dating one of the cheerleaders, who he ended up marrying and is still married to. Crazy. I don't know how you do that, man. But Yeah, so I'm not sure if she actually really did remember me because I talked to her, but I think maybe she did because she did kind of go, "Why? Yeah, you do look familiar, you know." But the thing is, I didn't have glasses when I was in high school, so that could probably, you know, because if you can't recognize fucking Superman and Clark Kent, I mean, yeah. So it was just very freaky, very freaky. Anyway, so yeah. So then we did this rehearsal dinner thing. That was cool. Fucking great food, great food. And I was crushing on this little bartender. Well, she wasn't a bartender, but she was, you know, because it was just beer and wine, so she was pouring that, and then, of course, serving. Man, little cutie pie. She called me her bestie because, you know, we're talking. Anyway, sorry. I don't know why I'm going on. But great food. And then next day we, it was kind of just like chill to the wedding. That's when I got my Batman video done, and then even the Jared Leto video I posted too, so that was cool. But I ended up pissing off some people because somebody, you know, posted about the box office, Warner Brothers box office this year. 4 movies. It was Shazam, The Curse of La Llorona, or whatever. Isn't It Romantic? And then the Lego Movie. And he was happy that they were bombing. Okay, so I was like, okay, he's saying that all 4 of these movies are flops. And I went, that's not the case. Shazam, and I've said this many times, and you guys have heard me on my box office videos especially, is not a flop because it costs like, 80 million, 90 million, and it's like well over 300 that it's made worldwide. Okay, but at the same time, it's not a huge success. Warner Brothers was hoping that it was going to be a lot higher. So it's underperforming, for sure. But it's not a flop. Lego Movie, you could consider that maybe more of a flop because of how big the first one was, and this one just like really didn't go anywhere. The Curse of La Llorona, that is a huge success because it's at like 50 million and it costs 9 million to make. So when you're talking about numbers, and that's the thing. And then I started getting like some of these guys those DCU fans that hate the new movies. They want everything dark. They want everything dark and everything directed by Snyder, which, I mean, I wouldn't be against everything directed by Snyder. Don't get me wrong. But these guys just want to see Warner Brothers crash and burn. They want to shit on Warner Brothers. They fucking hate Warner Brothers. But at the same time, they want Warner Brothers to release the Snyder Cut. What the fuck is the thought process here? It's so funny. When I conversed with the guy, and I was feeling catty, and I was just having fun with some of these guys, and I'm like, wow. You know, I'm like, how? Yeah, no wonder Warner Brothers hasn't fucking released the Snyder Cut for you guys who just constantly go, fuck you, Warner Brothers. I'm going to boycott your movies. I'm so glad that some of your movies are not doing well. It's like, yeah, but yet you still want them to release the Snyder Cut. I'm just trying to find the logic in it. And I've seen some of these guys even say, well, fucking Aquaman made $1 billion, and you guys are saying if it makes $1 billion, that helps the Snyder Cut movement. So they use that logic, and I'm going, okay. Y'all need to shut the fuck up. First off, yeah, I mean, I think I've even said it before. I can actually see that argument a little bit, but the whole like shitting on Warner Brothers and glad they're flopping and not supporting them, that's worse. I'm sorry. If they're going to see a fan base that is completely boycotting and shitting on everything they do now, which is only Cape shit, because it's funny because it's only the Cape shit that they talk about. That's it. It's only the Cape shit. They don't care about any of the other fucking movies. It's just the Cape shit, which is annoying because that's what annoyed me the most. Was like, I'm like, The Curse of whatever the hell, is a huge success. How could you say that it's flopped? Yeah, but it was all just the Cape shit. But at the same time, it's like, well, Shazam's not even a failure either. It's not a flop either. It's just underperforming. I was just trying to understand the logic, but they just love it, and they're like, oh yeah, and they do the stupid GIFs or the stupid screenshots of like people making faces. I mean, they're seriously children. They're fucking children. And I've seen people talk about conspiracy theories and this, that, and this. This little pocket of the Snyder Cut DCU fandom is really, really, I mean, if Warner Brothers looks at them, they will not release the Snyder Cut at all, because they're just gonna be like, fuck you guys. You guys are fucking crazy. You guys are sociopaths. And some of these guys are. They really are. Because it's just the way that they're thinking. And I'm like, do you guys not realize that you are hurting this big time? And then now, too, another thing, and I know, and I'm not gonna say, like, you know, I know this is what he does and everything, but, you know, Film Gob, he did a video about Endgame copying BVS, and, you know, it's whatever. I saw that stuff, and I'm like, cool, fine. But then, you know, Snyder liked it on Vero. Somebody posted about it, Snyder liked it. And I had MCU fanboys, because I made fun of the whole thing, because it's just like, you could find that in everything. It's so funny, because you could find, oh yeah, you know, this movie ripped off that movie ripped off this. That's all you could see now. You could do that with every single fucking movie. But the thing is, though, with this shit, it's always cape shit. And it's the now cape shit. So now we got DC fans saying that Marvel ripped off everything and this, that, and this. And I posted something, you know, because somebody was like, you know, the whole cinematography of like a showdown, and they zero in on the fist. So like they claim that Captain Marvel copied Man of Steel, but I'm like, fuck, the Wachowskis did that in Matrix Revolution. It's a fucking common shot, guys. I mean, this is where fandom drives me goddamn fucking crazy. It really does, because it's like, nobody remembers anything before 2012. I'm telling you, the Mayans knew that people were just going to start losing their goddamn minds in 2012, and that's what they fucking meant by the end of the world. They didn't mean like the world was just going to completely come to an end. They just meant that people were just going to lose their shit and not remember anything that came out before 2012. Anything. Information, history, nothing. So it's just the shit that drives me batty. You could find, you know, but depending on the fandom, like if it was like say Snyder, which he did kind of do almost a similar shot with Batman, Dark Knight Returns and Batman vs Superman, you know, just kind of like an overhead shot, you know, in BVS when he's, you know, on that like crane thing. It almost looks like a shot from Dark Knight Rises. But when it comes to that, it's homage. But when it's the opposite fandom, they ripped it off! It's so fucking petty. And like I said, I'm not like, you know, hey, Gob does his thing, and I appreciate it. And I like his videos because he puts a lot of effort in it. He puts a lot of things, you know, and I think, you know, he really does a great job. And I like talking to the guy too, because I think like when it comes to his videos and his online persona, he amps it up. Overall, he's just a dude. He likes movies, you know. And he's very low key. Like you've seen him on my vodka stream, and I really enjoy talking to him. But the thing is, the only thing that I don't like about it is it makes Snyder look snobby and petty. It does, especially when he liked it. You don't know how many times, because I my little tweet when I said that Force Awakens, you know, when Han got stabbed by when he got killed by Kylo Ren in the chest, it was similar to was a ripoff of BVS, even though BVS came out after. I was like, but BVS was delayed. Oh man, I had so many MCU fanboys that were so like, what the fuck? And I'm like, you really took that seriously? That just shows, I called them out for like, it just shows you how much you hate Zack Snyder, that you didn't just like take a moment to think, is this satire? And look at the comments below, which would have totally just answered that question. It's knee-jerk reaction. So I called those fuckers out, but I also called the opposite side out, which, because those guys were getting pissed off at me. You know, DCU fans, especially Snyder fans, who were getting pissed off at me too. And I'm like, you guys, what the fuck you doing? You know, this does not make him look good. Especially, yeah, when they saw that Snyder liked that post, they were like, oh man, so he agrees that they did? Fuck that guy. I used to have respect for him, and now I don't. And I'm like, great. So now we got people that respected Snyder, but now that he liked the post, now they're just like, fuck this guy. You know, and I even kind of made fun of that too, because I was like, wow, you really think a like is just showing like his character? And then I was like, that's the same thing when these fucking diehard Snyder fans, use his likes as confirmation for shit. Ugh, man, guy, I tell you what, sometimes it's just hard. It's just hard to just try to be like, whoa, you know, you're kind of like going, hey, can we all relax here on the side? But it's just funny. It's weird. And you get these people just fucking, you know. And I'm going, you guys aren't thinking logically about any of this. But luckily I talk to many people that do think logically. And I know a lot, you know, you guys do too. It's just, I don't know. And I just didn't think that, the whole Endgame copying BVS thing that was going around, that's been going around, I thought that hurt. Because it makes the DC side look like sore losers. Because Endgame is killing it. Because them, you know, MCU, no matter what you say, it's killing it. They're killing it. And I don't know, to me, it just, to claim that and to nitpick at every little thing, because I know the big thing is, like, if it beats Avatar, the big thing that DC fans were saying, like, yeah, but James Cameron, you know, he just did one movie. They needed 22 movies to get to this. And I went, okay, that's true, but, okay, so what? It's still going to be it might be the all-time, you know? It's just funny because it makes you sound like a poor sport. To me, it just makes people sound like a poor sport. It's just like, hey, all right, they're doing that thing over there, cool. And then I don't know how many countless times I've gotten, you know, the comparisons, the same fucking comparisons. Oh, when Captain was fighting Captain and he said, Bucky, that's okay, but you do the Martha thing. And I'm like, it's not the fucking same. I'm like, it's not the same. This was like Captain and Captain, you know. When it came to the Martha thing, there was two different people, and it's not the same. And then when I posted like how I thought the Hawkeye Ronin scene was pretty much one of the best scenes in Endgame because they achieved a goddamn one shot, and Clint is just killing guys left and right. And then it just got the sword fight that ends, and then it ends with him and Natasha. And it was just a great scene. It was dark. Nobody was talking about it. And then I got people going like, yeah, Clint lost his way and started killing people. But yeah, what Batman does. And I'm going, are you really comparing Batman to Hawkeye? Fucking really? Like, guys, I mean, the reason why they, you know, with Superman and Batman, you realize they're like the two biggest fucking superheroes in the world. People hold those two at such a high standard. It's ridiculous. And you can't compare Hawkeye to Batman. Please don't. Well, first off, Hawkeye is an assassin and he's a soldier. He kills people. And yeah, when he's Ronin, he's killing more people. And it's like, nobody's going to bat an eye about that. When it comes to the Batman killing, people are going to hold it to a higher standard, even though he's killed many times. And I even made fun of that with my Casual Batman video. The thing is, though, when I researched that Casual Batman video, and I was like, let me see, like, what scenes should I use? You know, you wouldn't believe, like, the articles and the videos that show all the kill counts and show that, yeah, Batman has killed before. The thing is, though, I think when it comes to this, just some fans just have this inability to let go, to be, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I mean, I get it. I get sick of the whole, like, oh, Batman doesn't kill. And most of those guys are being dicks and trying to get a rise out of people. And it works. That's why I always try to take that approach, like, stop feeding into it. You feed, that's what these guys want. And then I get fucking hell from people like, hey, why are you policing people? Why you gotta fucking get off your high horse, man? I'm like, really? We're on Twitter. This is not some war, guys. We're on Twitter. It's like, it's okay to just, like, talk about things and point out things, but when you feed into somebody that's trying to post something and you're quote tweeting, guess what? You're making that tweet go viral, and you're getting them clicks, and it's just, I don't know. That's just where I'm at. I'm like, don't feed into it. Comment about it, fine. But don't feed into it with an angry quote tweet or whatever the hell. That's where I just get it. But yeah, don't compare Batman to Hawkeye, please. I had people doing that, and I'm like, come on, really? It's not the same fucking thing. It's not the same kind of... Jeez, nobody cares about Hawkeye. Nobody did. But I was like, that was a badass scene, and I just enjoyed that scene. But you always gotta have somebody who's sour that has to shit on it. And I'm like, can we not do that? Why do that? Why? Why do that? And it's just, I don't know. It's whatever though. But so it's just, but at the same time, it just looks, I don't know. It just puts a negative light. It really does. It just, that's the way I look at it. It puts a negative light. And, you know, I don't know. And Snyder liking that. I got that screenshot thrown in my face. I see Snyder like that. Yeah. So that means he agrees that the Russos copied him and this, that. Which I don't think he actually does agree. I think he just liked it for, I don't know. It's fucking, it just, you know, it's whatever. I don't dwell on it. It wasn't like I was going to make a video about it, but, you know, you could find that in everything. You could find shots that look the same. I mean, filmmakers get inspired by other filmmakers all the time. You know, you can't have original idea anymore because it's all been done. You know, film has been around forever. So, you know, you could only do so many different things. You just have variations of different things. And when it comes to shots, you know, but at the same time, I'm looking over at these MCU fucking assholes who hate Snyder. I'm like, hey, Jim Cameron straight up was like, said that Snyder has his own language. He was inspired by him. So there you go. Like, can we promote more stuff like that than anything? I don't know. That's just me, guys. It's whatever. It just gets exhausting when, you know, you kind of go, what the hell? And you just get these people that just, they just don't think logically. And honestly, some of these people, I don't think they want the Snyder Cut to come out, because once it comes out, it's like, what are they going to fight for? You know? They have nothing. They'll have nothing to fight for. Now, I guess when the Snyder Cut does come out, they would just, I guess the next thing they would fight for is for them to rehire Snyder to do his 5-story arc. And that's another thing, too, is people are thinking that Endgame ripped off that. And I'm going, no, it didn't. Not at all. When it came to the 5-story arc and that time travel stuff, it was a lot more complex. And it had to do with the Flash, which was, you know, we always know that he could do that. It's fucking stupid, man. Oy, I don't know. It's exhausting. All right, let's get to these questions here. If you want to hit me up with a question, the best way to do is on Twitter using the hashtag FilmJunketPodcast. So here we go. Tobias, he asks, or he says, hey, Aquaman versus Star Wars, Dawn of Box Office 2012. Is that what's going to happen 2022? Do you think they may move? Yeah, something probably will shift. Who knows? I don't know. That's right. They're both coming out in 2022. I don't know. Star Wars, who knows what kind of Star Wars it's going to be, though. Something will change. Even that Disney slate. Every slate changes. It's just the way it is. Ferris hype for Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Yes, hey Dave, can you do a review on cult classic movies such as Watchmen, Hellboy, Scott Pilgrim, Shaun of the Dead, and Dawn of the Dead? I hope you answer my question. Thank you. Yeah, maybe I'll start doing that once a month. Just do a rant. I did that before, you know, just doing reviews of some of my favorite movies. And you just mentioned some right there because, I mean, Watchmen, you know, of course. Maybe I'll do one of that. Director's cut, of course. Original Hellboy, cool. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim is one of my, I mean, god damn. And then Shaun of the Dead, I mean, that's 2 Edgar Wright movies right there, and I love that, man. There's not a movie that he's made that I've always loved his movies. He's one of my favorite directors. Let's see, Free Schmoke. He asked, Dave, you've been the most credible when it comes to the SC, Snyder Cut. I know you say we are in it for the long haul and to keep being patient. Would you say we are still 5-10 years away from hearing about a release? I wouldn't say. Who knows, man? You know, and this is what I keep telling people because there's so much bullshit out there. You know, and there's one in particular person which,
I'm not trying to start fights, but, I could easily call him out. But I'm not going to. A lot of people do call him out because I don't know. I don't know if he's just lying or if he's just not too smart and he's being fed really bad information. Because the information that he's put out there has all been wrong. And it's been really bad. And I was in a thread with him probably yesterday. And I wasn't about to. And I just told everybody, hey, just be patient. We're probably in the long haul. A lot of people are going to expect something to happen at Comic-Con. And like I said, right now, nothing's going to happen at Comic-Con. Again, like last year. It's just not going to happen. Nothing's happening. As of right now, I haven't heard anything. And it sounds like nothing's going to happen with it. So, when it comes to the long haul, yeah, we might be in it for another 5 years. Who knows? But, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Ideas I know are being tossed around. There's just not enough. There's not enough of a presence. The numbers just aren't there. Where it's more just like it's just a nuisance for them. Like they're aware of it all, but it's not enough for them to be like, all right, let's do it. It's just at the moment that's what I'm hearing. It's just not enough. Not enough yet. So if we keep on building up that snowball that's rolling down the hill, maybe it'll get to that point. Finally. Julian Luis Barrios. With the MCU seemingly going with the multiverse concept moving forward, what kind of characters and stories do you think we'll see as a result of this? Well, I think we'll see multiple. They're going to bring in, multiple characters, and they could bring back characters. I mean, like I said, there's basically... There's a timeline, which is the timeline they traveled back to in Endgame, that didn't get the Thanos snap because that Thanos went into the future and got wiped out. So that timeline that they went in to steal the stones, guess what? That timeline, everybody's alive. So there's that. So I'm expecting probably in the next Avengers movie or the next couple or whatever the fuck, there's going to be some surprise cameos from Chris Evans, from Robert Downey. Just to do it. Just to give that cheer. Just to give that fan service. Which there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally fine. Fully fine by me. Eric M. Blake. Hey, Dave. So what's your bet on the whole Flash movie situation? Does the pushing of the next Fantastic Beast flick down a bit, giving Ezra Miller a nice cushion? Man, I really hope so. If he's working with Grant Morrison too, man, I hope so. I don't know. I know he really wants to keep playing him, and I hope he does. I really hope he does. I mean, and it's also, you score brownie points with this fucking progressive society too, because he is gay in real life. I mean, I know they won't portray him as gay in the movies, which everybody wants big time. To me, it's like, I don't really care. And it's all just by numbers. You guys realize that, right? If most of the people that went to go see this wanted to see full on, like, man on man action kissing, then they would do it. But the thing is, it makes people uncomfortable. Are they okay with it? Yes. But the thing is, hey, guess what? If I see two dudes kiss, I'm not going to stare at it and go, "Aw." That's just not me. Like a lot of people. That's just the way it is. Don't mean that we're against it. It's like, hey, do your thing. I just don't want to see it. But sometimes I don't even want to see normal. I don't want to see a guy and a girl kiss. I don't want to see two old people fucking tonguing each other. Do I want to see that either? No. It's just the way it is. I think Bill Burr had a nice little fucking joke about that too. It's like, it's just not for everybody. But it's, yeah. And I'm going to do a video about the Russos and their whole thing about gay characters. Jesus Christ. Those guys are fucking clueless, I tell you what. It's like, hey, good job with like what you guys have been doing with this Marvel Cinematic Universe. You guys have been, killing it. But man, you are disconnected to what the fuck is going on with society. Jesus Christ. What previously established female DCU characters would you want to see more of the most?
You can interpret see more of any way you like. Eric. Well, of course I want to see more Harley. I want to see more Katana, though, too. I want to see her kick a lot more ass. I don't need to see more of Enchantress. I was okay with whatever. I don't even find what's her name that great of an actress. But more Harley. More Wonder Woman, for sure. More Lois, but I don't know who knows what that's going to happen. Miguel M. Favorite quote from BVS? Probably when Bruce was in the burnt down mansion talking to Alfred, basically just saying like, these villains, these people of crime are like weeds. You pull one up, another one just grows in its place. I think that was one of the best lines right there. That was such a good line because it was Bruce Wayne just going, fuck. Because I've gotten this too. Being a Batman fan, it's like, why didn't he just kill the Joker? If the Joker just keeps escaping and killing people. If he would just kill him in the first place, we would, nobody else would die and stuff, especially with other villains. And that was just, that was just Bruce going, fucking A, man. I'm tired of this shit. I've been busting my ass for 20, I don't know. That was just a really good line. That whole scene is so deep and it's so that's just where that was Bruce Wayne going, I'm going to go take on a super being from another world. I'm probably not going to live. But at the same time, I'm like, I've been fighting this battle for 20 years, and it seems like I've gotten nowhere because as soon as I take out one bad guy, another one just shows right up, and that can stem right back to that awesome Batman the Animated Series episode where Batman's put on trial. And I remember the lawyer chick was totally against Batman. She thought, oh yeah, Batman created all these villains. And then it turns out, like, after the whole thing, is like, no, you guys created Batman. It was such a good, Batman in the Animated Series. So goddamn good. Just good writing. Just good Batman fucking writing. But yeah, that was my favorite line right there. Can you give us, and he also asked, can you give us another hint of how the Snyder Cut starts? I think I remember you saying it starts with someone's perspective of the event in BVS. Yeah, Superman dying. I don't know if it's someone's perspective. It's just another angle. I just want to blow it for you. But okay. Guys, when you watch BVS again, and that part happens, Superman's yell, not really a scream, but a yell, when he stabs Darkseid, and then Darkseid goes, ah, and shit shoots up in the sky, and you hear Superman yelling. If you want to talk about what rings the bell. Yeah, that's what does it. Matt McGo 77 asks, expectations for future Avatar movies. Well, it's James Cameron, and if he's got that big of a story, I am all for it, and I think it's going to be something amazing. I just wonder if it's too late, but he wants to have an experience, and I think he's going to blow us away with some kind of movie experience, and I know he was really trying for that glasses-free 3D experience. So I'm thinking it's going to be something like that. It's going to be an experience. I just don't know. Because you got an Avatar movie, then 1 year, and then a Star Wars movie. Avatar, Star Wars. Excuse me. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, what if the first movie bombs? Because people just don't give a fuck. He has to have some kind of experience that he's going to give us. That's really what I'm getting at here. So, all right, guys. That's enough for me talking. I've been talking too long. Appreciate you guys clicking in. And, like I said, by the time I post this, it'll be like a few hours before the vodka stream. So make sure you check out, the channel.
I'll be beyond the vodka stream. I didn't have one last week, obviously, because I was in Newport. But yeah, so I got a lot of catching up to do with you guys, and appreciate listening. I will talk to you later.